What's up, folks? It's Mobius Y here with another World of Tanks console-related video. And for those of you new to the channel and don't know what this is, whenever a new update comes out, I tend to create an update video where I go over the patch or build notes for the most recent update to World of Tanks console. This just helps keep you guys in the loop as to any changes that might have gone on so that you don't find out the hard way when you jump into a game. So at the very top of the build notes, as posted by Carbide, there's always the size of the download. That's kind of irrelevant for us at this point. So let's just jump right into it. New features across all platforms. New animated backgrounds in the post-battle results screen. This is for HD only. The tanks and specials sections have now been added to the store, so those have basically been split up from the single specials tab that was in the store. So that there's the tank bundles are completely separate from things like large wads of silver or groups of consumables for a gold discount. As requested by the community, team training rooms can now be made public or private after creation. While in team training lobbies, the tank reel will show the appropriate tier range restrictions set in the room. So both of these additions to team training rooms are very nice, making things go much more smoothly in team training rooms altogether. Xbox One and Xbox 360 new features. There's 8 new achievements available for multiplayer battles. I believe they total up to about another 150 gamer score. Each one's for doing just various different things. Something as simple as earning a Reaping medal or destroying 4 enemy tanks in a single game with a British tank. You can view those yourself in the Xbox guides. I'm not going to go through those with you. So major changes across all platforms. This is mostly package changes to some of the tanks, giving tanks an alternate, fully upgraded option with a different kind of gun as opposed to normal. The max battle tier on Engsk, Komar, and Port has been changed to tier 8. Now, unfortunately, I am a little bit disappointed that Engsk got changed to maximum tier 8, as I do love playing Engsk in tier 9 and tier 10 vehicles as well. I just like Engsk as a whole. I think that's a great map for any tank, really. But Komarin and Port, those are terrible maps for both tier 9 and tier 10 gameplay, and I'm quite glad to see those tier restricted now. The icon order in the store reel has been changed. There are new indicator icons that will appear over new bundles in the store. Now, here's the start of the package changes. So we've got package changes to the Panzer 1C, the M103, the KV-1, the SU-152, the Panzer 38NA, the T-25AT, the T-40, the SU-100, and the SU-85B. So basically, for the Panzer 1 Charlie, they've added a new package where it is fully upgraded with the 2cm flak 38. Which I believe is, it has much less shots per clip than the final. It's like a little 40 millimeter, sorry, not 40 millimeter, like basically the 50 caliber gun that spews out, 80 bullets in every belt. I believe this is the less shots per clip, but faster reload, better penetration, 2cm flak 38. There's a new package on the M103 where you are essentially in a fully upgraded state. You've got the top engine and top turret, but you don't have the final gun, the final 122mm gun on the M103, which is great for anybody still grinding the M103 because that jump from getting the first 120mm gun to the final 120mm gun with the top engine and the top turret was a grind and a half because it's over 120,000 XP if I recall correctly. The KV-1 now has a fully upgraded package where you still use the small 57mm gun. Very accurate, reliable gun with good penetration on the KV-1. The SU-152 now has a package where you are essentially in a fully upgraded state with the top tracks and engine, but you still have the 152mm derp gun. So if you like using the derp gun on the SU-152, where you shoot nothing but low pen, high damage, high explosive rounds, you don't have to play it with a crappy engine and garbage mobility anymore. You can play it in a fully upgraded state now. The Panzer 38NA Scout tank now has a fully upgraded package where, again, it's using a 2cm flak 38 gun. The T-25AT has a package where you can use it fully upgraded with a 90mm T-15E2 gun, as opposed to the final 105, I believe it gets. The T-40 now has a package where you can play it fully upgraded with the 105mm derp gun. The SU-100 also has a package where you can play it fully upgraded with an 85BM gun. And this is the only one where I don't really know what the heck that is. And the SU-85B, you can now play it in a fully upgraded state with a 57mm gun as opposed to a 76mm gun. Other major changes to Xbox One and Xbox 360. Mostly more package changes here again. In addition to the above maps, Max Battle Tier on Angst War has been changed to Tier 8. Dragon Ridge, the spawn points have been adjusted for balance. I guess that's a good thing, as Dragon Ridge is kind of a crappy map anyways. There are again package changes to the Leopard PTA, the Tiger Prototype, VK3001P, VK3002D, Centurion 7-1, the Covenanter, the AT-8, the M18 Hellcat, the A43, the Type 61, the UC 2-pounder, Vickers Medium Mark III, VK2001D, T69, and the Panzer II OSP G. Again, these are mostly fully upgraded states with a different gun alternative if you do not want to stick with the higher caliber, as it tends to be the higher caliber top gun on everything. You can use a slightly lower gun if you simply like. Most of the time, they're more accurate, reliable, lower penetration, lower alpha damage guns. Sometimes they have higher penetration, but that's entirely up to you. What you want to do in a fully upgraded state of any of these tanks. I'm not going to go through all these this time, as it doesn't really matter. You can see the changes in game, no problem. Additional changes across all platforms: improved garage lighting, improved voiceover when dealing critical hits, splash damage, critical hits, and non-damaging high explosive shell hits. Training tanks have been swapped out for new premium tanks. Updated fire effects in levels: target practice SU-122-44, driving practice T-15, live fire Panther M10. So these are the new 3 kind of training tanks that you can test out in the practice modes. The premium SU-122-44 Tier 7 Russian tank destroyer, the T-15 German, I believe that's a Tier 3 light tank, and the Panther M10 Tier 7 German medium tank. There are brighter shell tracers, so it's easier to identify them. Updated tank destruction's aftermath effects. Accelerated scrolling for ammo. The longer you hold the direction, the faster it will get. And there's a new pop-up dialogue art. Additional changes on the Xbox One and Xbox 360. For the A32, added a second inscription slot to the hull and increased the emblem sizes. Now we get into the meat and potatoes of major updates on World of Tanks console, the bug fixes. Bug fixes across all platforms. Fix clipping on various tank destroyed states. Platoons will now properly see the team destruction game type when queuing for random battles. It used to be you would never see these if you were platooned, and you would only get them if you were solo. The Stug 4 replaced animated attachment on the rear. The T-22 prototype, this is a Tier 1. Inscription placement moved to the turret. Mark of Excellence may no longer be applied to this tank. Fixed ammo name. Rock Solid will no longer be awarded if your tank is destroyed and the speed requirement has been removed. Port, adjusted lighting to be brighter. Animated attachments added to many tanks for HD tanks. Fixed a bug in World of Tanks Attack where items could be used after destruction. On El Holo of Rain, the terrain now properly shows tread marks. Fixed in-queue music to play properly instead of with garage music. Fixed issue where battle results in the log tab would be a duplicate of a previous battle. That was extremely annoying. Fixed log tab background art. Silver Celebration audio will no longer sometimes play indefinitely. That was again very annoying when it happened. Confederate medal description updated to indicate that damaging hits are required to obtain the medal. The info panel explaining the benefits of premium tanks no longer references tanks needing to be the same type to switch crews between them. This was never required. One of the advantages of World of Tanks console over World of Tanks PC is that premium tanks can switch any crew from any tank of the same nation into them and back out of them for free. On the PC version, the premium tank has to be switching a crew that is of the same tank class, not just the same nation. So we've got quite a big advantage there. And it used to say that you had to switch a crew from the same type of tank into the premium tank, but it was never the case, so they finally fixed that. Damaged components listed in the Efficiency tab of the post-battle results screen are brighter and easier to see when in colorblind mode. Fixed the bug where pressing Battle and Upgrade at the same time in the garage would sometimes cause the wrong field to become highlighted in the battle queue screen. Bug fixes on Xbox One. The Archer fixed initial package name. The SU-100Y box tank fixed camo tiling on the gun. The T-34 Russian Tier 5 medium tank fixed camo tiling. The T-57 Tier 2 U.S. artillery fixed camo tiling on the gun mount. The Su-76I, fixed camo missing from part of the hull. The BT-SV, another Russian premium tank, just like the previous one, fixed camo tiling. Fixed a bug where the description of the T-49 was the same as the T-67. That's the Tier 8 U.S. scout tank. Fixed faint map border on Ruenberg War. Xbox 360 bug fixes. Archer, fixed floating grill and sniper view. Fixed incorrectly applied camo. Fixed initial package name. The Achilles, fixed marks of excellence issue with upgraded packages. AMX Chaffee, fixed excessive camo application after being destroyed. The M4 Sherman, fixed geometry to more closely match server collisions. The FV4005, this is the new British Tier 10 tank destroyer, fixed tank outline at medium ranges. The Renault FT, this is, I believe, the French Tier 1, fixed camo tiling. The BTSV, again, the Russian Tier 3 premium light tank, fixed camo tiling. And fixed a bug where the description of the T-49 was the same as the T-67. And lastly, bug fixes for the PlayStation 4. T-34, fixed camo tiling. T-57, fixed camo tiling on the gun mount. The Panzer IV-H grills on Panzer, fixed fire placement and missing gun inside popped turret. And fixed faint map border on Ruenberg. And that'll sum it up. The rest is basically just posts from other people. I'm pretty sure if you scroll all the way down, you'll see a correction that, again, the Super Persian got nerfed somewhere. But I haven't quite found it yet because, it hasn't happened. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so yeah, that's basically it for update 2.6. I hope that gives you guys, hope that gives you guys a synopsis of what's gone on, which is essentially not really a hell of a lot of stuff. The biggest changes are all these package changes, which honestly I probably shouldn't have named through the first ones and then said screw you to the second ones. But normally what this does is it gives people an alternative choice with a fully upgraded tank, quote unquote fully upgraded tank. You don't necessarily have the final gun. For example, the A43's 57mm gun, it's not considered the final gun, but you're still playing with the rest of the tank in a fully upgraded state. You've got an upgraded turret, you've got an upgraded engine, you've got upgraded tracks, so your mobility is top-notch, but you're still using a 57mm gun. This gives people options, which is awesome. If you don't like the actual top gun, for example, you don't like the 76mm on the A43, you don't have to use it. You can use the 57mm gun, and you're not sacrificing it for a crappier engine or crappier tracks or a crappier turret. The biggest one is definitely this M103. As I said, or may not have mentioned previously, when I did the M103 almost a year ago now, there was stock, and then there was two packages pretty much. And the first package was a fair bit of a grind for the first 120mm, but the second package for the fully upgraded turrets, the fully upgraded engine, and the final gun, over 100,000 XP, just ridiculous. So it's really nice that they add these packages in, as it usually eases people's grinds, as instead of having to jump from one gun in a lesser state with a worse turret, worse tracks, worse engine, to a final upgraded state with the final gun and engine and tracks and turret. You can jump from getting your first upgraded gun to then upgrading the turret, the engine, and or the tracks, and then lastly getting getting your final gun itself. So these are some very nice changes. Tier restricting angst is about the only thing that I would complain about personally. So that's about it for this video. As always, thanks for checking it out, guys. And again, if you would like to see me play live, go ahead and check out my Twitch channel. I'll post a link to the channel in the description below. If you would like to come and check me out, I stream every Friday starting at 7 o'clock local time, which is 6 o'clock Pacific Coast time and 9 o'clock East Coast time if you're living anywhere in North America. And be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, as I will announce before the stream starts whether or not I'm actually going to be streaming World of Tanks. 9 times out of 10 it is World of Tanks, but there's the odd time where I will announce on Twitter, hey, I'm going to stream something else, just to let you guys know. And if you'd still like to come by and watch me play some other games, feel free to. I greatly appreciate it and be glad to see you guys there. So that's it for this video. As always, thanks very much for watching. This has been Mobius Y. Hope to see you on the battlefield or in my next video, and happy tanking.